What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be rating yet another OU team. This one is by Rainbow Plus, and his team is Raikou, Mega Metagross, Spec Sylveon, Latios, Scarf Landorus-Therian, and SD Talonflame. Now, this is a team that has already gotten quite a bit of attention and quite a few rates, so instead of just reiterating what everybody else has said, I'm going to try and come up with unique solutions to the problems that this team has. But first of all, regarding this Metagrossite, it looks pretty good so far, but I would definitely go with Iron Head over Meteor Mash just for the consistency. Meteor Mash is slightly more powerful, but Iron Head does have that flinch chance and it doesn't miss, which is the biggest part. A Meteor Mash miss at the wrong time can be really devastating. And I would definitely go with Chimpac's suggestion of going with Hammer Arm over Earthquake or Bullet Punch, just because it opens up quite a lot for this team to have stuff like Skarmory and Ferrothorn weakened. So as many of the previous raiders have already mentioned, you got quite a weakness to Bisharp on your hands, and my solution to this is actually going to be kind of interesting, and you may agree or disagree with it, but I think a bulk up Talonflame on this team instead of your SD one would be really pretty cool because it can use Bisharp as setup fodder, especially if you use Will-O-Wisp. Plus, being able to burn some of Talonflame's most common switch-ins can really open some stuff up for your Landorus-T to do work later in the game. And since you do have Raikou on your team, some of bulk up Talonflame's most common checks such as Thundurus and Rotom Wash are taken care of. And you already have the Defog support of Latios, so that really pairs well with a bulk up Talonflame. If you're going to use bulk up Talonflame, I would really suggest Roost over Hidden Power Fire, since bulk up Talonflame is probably the one that needs it's probably the Talonflame set that needs the most Defog support, so you really want your Latios sticking around for the entire game. Hence my recommendation of Roost. My next change is a little bit more nitpicky, but you really do want the 24 defense EVs on your Scarf Landers, especially because you don't need to run max speed to check what you need to check. And since you cited bird spam as a persistent problem, the extra bit of defense might be useful. And as previous raiders already mentioned, Psyshock is not really needed on the Sylveon, especially on this team which already has Latios and Mega Metagross for Mega Venusaur. So if you want, you can put a Baton Pass, which you slashed over here, over Psyshock. And finally, one of the reasons you're probably still having problems with the bird spam is because your Raikou is being worn down by Life Orb recoil. So especially if you're going to implement bulk up Talonflame on this team, you really should be running Assault Vest Raikou in order to better check other offensive electric types that can ruin a bulk up Talonflame sweep, and for things like Rotom W. However, if you're really adamant on not using AV Raikou, then you can also use Expert Belt Raikou, just so you're still not worn down by the recoil, but you have that extra power against super effective targets such as Slowbro and Suicune. And Expert Belt will still bluff the choice set, while still getting the important super effective KOs that Life Orb has. In all honesty, I didn't have too much to say about this team that other raiders didn't already point out, but I hope my suggestions were helpful, and this team was already looking pretty good from the start, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 since I didn't actually have to replace any Pokemon entirely. So I wish you luck, and as always, the importable to the team of my suggestions will be in the description. If you like this video or want your team rated, go ahead and like this video and don't be afraid to subscribe.